We had fun in the workshop. So we have 2 more sessions in the workshop next week and the following week. So we'll have 1 more session here next week. And week after that, Barry will come and do his 3 sessions. Okay. This case that you have been given, which we are going to discuss next week, is in relation to CFA ethics very much. We need to have ethical behavior. This is a big issue in the financial services industry. Okay? So that's why we need to do this. Integrity in the financial services industry. That is what we are looking at. So when we say financial services industry, what do we have? We have banks, building societies, stock market, derivative market, okay, and all the other financial services institutions. That is what we have. So it is all the more important that once you all have your degree, postgraduate degree, what you all need to do have ethical practice. We can't have a situation where our students go and practice unethically. That is not what we want. Okay? So the whole idea is to give an idea of financial integrity. Okay? So this is a short meeting, as you can see. And as we move on, what I plan to do is I will draw from the Moodle, okay, and show you a few things from Moodle, okay, as we move on. Okay, so this is our plan, okay, for the lecture outline. And first of all, we need to have a brief background discussion that gives definitions of financial integrity, okay. Then we are going to look at practical examples and professional perspective. I don't have practical examples as such in the lecture slides. Just wanted to make it concise and brief in the lecture slides, okay. But I am referring to in the lecture slides what the important sources where you can apply this concept of financial integrity. Finally, we are also going to take a look at some of the issues in the Australian context. Things have been happening in this country, and they are going to begin again, I think somewhere on the 14th, Royal Commission into banks and financial services industry. It is interesting to see what is going on there, okay? So let us move on. Okay. And may I also mention briefly, I have amended, okay, I have amended last week's lecture slides slightly. Please download from Moodle, okay. Let me show you what I have amended, please. There was a question after our meeting here. Somebody came and asked, what do we mean by risk-neutral investor? Okay, so I have added, I think, 2 lines there. Okay, slide number 9. Okay, I think slide number 9 have we passed? No. This is the area I have added the explanation for risk-neutral investors. If you look at previous slides, it was just 1 line. and I have brought in a little bit more information there. So please download this last week's lecture slides, please. Okay, here we go. Let us move on to financial integrity. Okay, if you look at our assignment, I am referring to some keywords in the assignment. Okay, so let us go back to our, the work that you have to do for the case work, written submission. Okay. Not be required. If you look at the questions for submission, okay, I am referring to truth, fair dealing, uprightness, honesty, sincerity, and they all are encapsulated or captured by uncorrupted virtue. Okay. This case study is a little bit more theoretical in the early part of the case study. You will see that. But we want to get a practical perspective, okay, along the lines that we witness currently in the Australian financial system, and what has been witnessed in the last, even way back in 2004. Okay, we'll come to that as we move on. So this involves these five features, character features, are referred to in the lecture slides. Okay, that is what we have here. If you look at truth, okay, it is there. Truth means we cannot lie about what we are doing in the financial services industry. You need to be telling the truth. Okay. About, say, you are a manager who is providing a product disclosure statement. Okay, so you should indicate their truthful statements. Okay, and not lies in written form. What about fair dealing? Okay, fair dealing involves when you are in the industry. You have different clients. Think about it, okay? Suppose you are a financial advisor. So you have, say, 100 clients. You need to deal with them fairly. Everybody should be treated the same way. You can't, simply because somebody has invested $1 million, another person has invested, say, $10,000. Because of these differences in the amounts, you cannot treat differently. The clients should be treated the same way. That's the idea. Okay? So, fair dealing. You are not discriminating against any one of your clients. Uprightness means you are pretty much being authentic, okay, being authentic and be very much truthful, okay, part of that. And I'll come to a short definition as shown in the case, please, okay. So uprightness, it captures part of honesty and sincerity, and all these concepts part of that, uprightness, okay. Honesty, you cannot act dishonestly. You are in charge of your client's money, okay, remember. You need to deal with them honestly, okay. You cannot have dishonest behavior. You can't pretty much do whatever you want with their money, okay. Honest behavior. And sincerity, you must be genuine, Okay, you are a genuine advisor. You are not somebody who is pretend to be genuine. Okay, sincerity. Okay, so all these 5 aspects capture. There may be other issues. When you look at CFA ethics, you will find there are other issues. Okay, if you want to add something along the line, you are welcome to do that. I know. Yesterday somebody asked me, okay, this is long, we have so many episodes to look at, okay? I'll tell you at the end of the day, at the end of our meeting, just briefly, how to structure your work. You have 1,500 words, okay? So let me tell you, there are 2 ways of structuring your answers. I'll tell you what to do there. Okay, so integrity should be viewed as a positive rather than normative. Let us look at normative behavior. Normative means, one good example is, it is prescriptive. Okay, say you are going to a doctor. Okay, doctor will examine you, okay, and say you have fever. Okay, and so you are given some medicine, prescriptive. In other words, take this medicine, get bed rest, and you will get better. That is the sort of approach in normative work. If you go to another doctor, that doctor might say, yes, you have fever, but this is a sign of something else. Okay, this is something to do with another illness, okay, another disease. So you should take this seriously. They are doing the same judgment, but they are passing value judgment. Okay, one doctor has an opinion, that is a subjective, prescriptive approach that one doctor is following. It is the same for another doctor. Okay, both of them may be right. Okay, keep that in mind. So one good example is the prescriptive approach of the medical doctor. Okay, what is positive? Positive means we are not making value judgments. Okay, no value judgment like doctor. Okay, positive means you are looking at the world and say, okay, this is what is happening. Okay, and we need to bring in the reality into our situation. No prescriptive approach. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay, it is a positive approach. No value judgment. Okay, that is what you need to be thinking. So in other words, what this says is, this positive approach provide context for us to look at our day-to-day economic activities under economic efficiency and human welfare. Let us look at economic efficiency. What is economic efficiency? Economic efficiency is a relationship between input and output. What is input? We already mentioned factors of production here. Okay, what are the factors of production in economics? Land, labor, capital, and we can also bring in entrepreneurship. Okay, it is not mentioned in the lecture slides. So what we have is a situation where we can look at the economy as it is, and all of us are members of or economic agents in the economy, and we look at economic efficiency. So we have inputs. Inputs are in the form of factors of production. Okay, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Okay, so but we need to have output. Okay, output. What is our output? It is the income or production. Okay? If you look at the economy as a whole, it is the GDP, gross domestic product, or gross national product. A little bit different concept. I will not go into definition there. Okay? So, what are we doing? We are looking at economic efficiency as a relationship between input and output. Input is our factors of production, and output is our GDP or income or production. Okay. So, when we have efficiency, we want to put in all these factors of production into the process and see we get the highest output. That is economic efficiency. Okay? The other one is we want to get this output with the minimum use of factors of production. That is one way, another way to look at it. So, in simple definition, economic efficiency is a relationship between input and output. Okay? General definition. So, I have mentioned 3 factors of production. You can bring also entrepreneurship. Okay? It is not here. So, integrity. So, integrity is a factor of production. The innovation or the contribution of this case to our understanding of integrity is these 2 authors, Jensen and Erhard and Jensen rather, they have made the contribution that it is a factor of production, integrity. They have made it a factor of production. Maybe you can include that under entrepreneurship. Okay? Entrepreneurship. And even when we use land, labor, capital, integrity should be there. So that is the contribution by Erhard and Jensen in the case. Okay. So the trust, the word trust is here. Can you see, please? So when we enter into economic transaction, there may be a buyer, there may be a seller. If you are a financial advisor, you are selling financial services. Your client is buying your financial services. Okay? So we enter into a sort of relationship where trust, this word you can underline, this is very important. The trust between the 2 parties, your client and you being the financial advisor. Okay? And so when we get this bullet number 3 into perspective, if there is any lack of integrity, he is not contributing to economic efficiency. Okay? That is what happened. Take a look at global financial crisis. Okay? There are a lot of factors that have been mentioned. One of the major factors is lack of integrity. Isn't it? Please watch the Big Short movie. Okay? That will tell you how important integrity is. Okay? Integrity will encapsulate our definition. Okay? Let us make a move. Sorry. I don't have my PowerPoint slides. I am just using material from Moodle. Okay. So one of the things, one of the important or rather key word used in Jensen, Erhard and Jensen is the word. Okay. Word can be in written form. Okay. Say you have a product disclosure statement, investment policy statement, then you have the written word. You can have also telephone conversations. Say you are a broker, okay, in the financial services industry. We communicate orally, okay. Generally the good practice would be to, yes, communicate orally. As you, please note, if you are in the financial services industry, telephone conversations are recorded. Okay? When ASIC, Australian Securities Investment Commission, wants, these recordings should be made available. Okay? So, written word, orally, any oral communication, okay? The word is important. I gave my word, that means I am trustworthy. Okay? The trust is very important. Okay? So, we have, you and I, we are persons, you all are learning about financial services industry, but one day you will be going into an entity, okay? Entity means a financial services firm to, you get a job, that is what I am saying, okay? You get a job, and then what you do is you are in that entity, okay? So, it is a matter of your own word as well as your employing institution's word, because you are represented in the entity, okay? So, please remember, generally these are in policy statement, investment policy statement or product disclosure statement, that is what we are looking at. Please note these 4 or 5 words. If you are giving the word, that means you can't, if you want, you can add a little bit more. But the strict definition is you have given the word, nothing more, nothing less. Okay? That is the most important thing. You stick to your word. Okay? And the second bullet point here is the this is a good example. All these institutions are potential enablers, okay, in the pursuit of profit. What is the objective of the firm? Objective of the firm is to make profits. That is the capitalist system, okay. So, in the process of making profits, we have to look at investors' financial interests. Remember, investment policy statement, investors' risk-return trade-off, we need to look at, and there are other five categories. If you go back to your portfolio management or look at typical investment policy statement, there are other 5 aspects. We need to look at your client's interests, okay, and investors' financial interests. So, you can either enable, okay, that is right, doing the right thing. Enabling means you are doing the right thing. And enabling your integrity. So, you are acting in a manner that will show that you have integrity. What about extinguishers? So, you can also, in your institution, you are the person, belongs to a particular employer, okay, you work for the employer, and you can act as extinguishers of integrity, not enabling. In other words, you are not doing the right thing, okay, as far as integrity is concerned, okay. So, this is for institutions. Institution means your employer, and you are also party or working for the firm, always remember. If you look at all the episodes that I have mentioned, I'll show you shortly, what you find is the conduct, or rather I would call it misconduct, on the part of financial services professionals, okay, has been such, you will not do those things to your family. Would you? No. You are simply doing what the employer wants, okay? And you have forgotten your personal integrity, okay? And that is not, would you go and do the same thing for your family members? No. That is not what. So I'm drawing from those episodes or whatever, cases that I have mentioned in the assignment. Okay, remember that. So you are doing some unethical things on behalf of the company, but when you go home, you behave ethically most of the time for your family. Okay, that is not the right thing. As far as family is concerned, that should be the right thing, no doubt about that. But why can't we treat the community? Okay, we will come to the word community as we move on. Okay, so the whole idea is we need to, when we pursue our commercial activities to make profits, okay, commercial activities, to make profits, what do? We follow the guidelines given by the employer, okay? But you may not be doing the right thing, okay? We will come back to those issues, okay, a bit later on. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, please take a look at, I have given the page numbers in the case, okay, sorry, in your question list. Let me go there, please, as we move on. Okay, here. I have given these page numbers, okay, where some episodes or examples in the in American context mentioned. Okay, so take a look at just 2 or 3 pages. Okay, so that is what I am referring to in the lecture slides. Okay, in the integrity in the financial system, those 3 pages. Okay, so let us think about integrity. Now we are going to move in from the lectures case work, or rather your case number 6. We are moving to CFA standard of ethics. Okay, if you look at question number 2, okay, at the very end it is related to CFA ethics. Okay, and also there is another document they have published quite recently, okay, about market integrity. Please take a look at. I'll come back to that as we move on. So let us look at, in the context of financial integrity, I am using the word financial because we are dealing with the financial services industry. We are dealing with a number of parties in our community. Okay. What is our community? The general public, no involvement at all, okay? You and I, okay, general public. Then you have clients. Your clients are somebody who has got money to invest. You are investment advisor, okay? That is your current clients. Then you have prospective clients, that is, in future they will become your clients, potential clients, okay? That's the idea. Then also we have employer, okay? That is, we already referred to your employer, okay? And you are working for the employer. You are the employee, maybe financial advisor, that may be the case. Your colleagues are, you are not simply working alone. You are part of a team, okay? They are your colleagues. Not only that team, but there may be others in the company with whom you are having your dealings. So in that sense, they are all your colleagues. in your in the firm that you are employed. Okay, and and there may be others. Think about it. You are a financial service, financial advisor. You are dealing with other financial service providers, isn't it? We can't work alone. Our company, we have to work with other companies. They are going to be involved providing research services, okay, or providing any other outsourced services from other companies. So I can say all that is for the domestic market, okay, domestic capital market, okay, money market, sorry, capital market, bond market, stock market, derivative market, foreign exchange market, okay. These are, and also banks, remember, banks are involved in this situation, okay. Now, the same rules apply for global capital market. It is not just here in Australia. You need to do this, you are dealing with the community outside of Australia. That is global, because this is the reality. We are in a global environment. Financial services industry is very much, if you look at the last 25, 30 years, with the invention of computers, satellite technology, where are we? We have become much more globalized, okay? So remember, it is not only for domestic capital market, but also international capital markets. If you are dealing with foreign exchange, definitely you are involved with other countries, okay? In currency dealings. Even invest in money, you may be investing some money in international markets, okay? So the last bullet point here, okay, if you are a financial advisor or financial professional practicing integrity, you need to provide independence, show independence or maintain independence and objectivity of analysis, okay? In other words, think about the casework that we did, okay? Dirk, that sales representative, okay? Can any one of you say acting objectively? No, okay? Can any one of you say that she is independent? No, she is simply a commission-driven salesman or saleswoman for that matter, okay? So that's the way to look at it. Okay, let us move on. Okay, now we are looking at the CFA Ethics Handbook, okay. Think about integrity. As I said, you are working with other companies in the financial services industry. Sometimes, most of the time, you may be gathering some information from other sources. These days, very much from internet, or you may be getting, say, research report from another outside company, okay? The important message there is you need to do due diligence yourself, okay, before you pass the information to your clients, okay? You need to ensure it is the correct information being provided and satisfy that there is no misrepresentation as far as information is concerned, okay? And bullet number two, once again we have professional, the word professional attached to integrity. Please underline this word, reputation. Okay? The word reputation is everything in the industry. Okay? If something happens very bad, your reputation is destroyed. In that sense, we can treat reputation as, I'm loosely defining, as reputation capital. Okay? So, it is all the more important that you have good reputation. Okay? Not bad reputation. Okay? That's the idea. Okay? So, you need to show your integrity and good reputation. You yourself have to show that. If you do not show that, your company will suffer, will have bad reputation. Okay? Please look at some of the case studies. Okay? I have mentioned in the for the questions. So, the word trust, please underline that word. That is very important. The word, remember, the authors, two authors use in this case, the key terminology is the word. Okay? Word. That is the terminology. The word is based on trust. Oh, word in itself is providing an indication of the trust that we have. Okay? Keep that in mind, please. Okay, let us move on and okay, market integrity. I have put some material. I earlier mentioned CFA for the last second question. There is a market integrity document for United States. Please take a look at it. And also I have put a web link for Australian market integrity. Please take a look at that also. What is market integrity? It involves, it is the foundation of the investment profession, okay, as far as financial integrity is concerned. And when we deal with capital markets, there are two issues. Remember, the two issues are material, non-public information. Okay? There may be information that you come across or your organization come across in the process, and this is private information. Okay? One of the difficulties that we have in the modern corporation is there are two parties. Think about modern corporation. What have we got? We have got shareholders owning the company, and company is managed by board of directors and top managers. See, chief executive officer, chief financial officer, and so on. So, think about the two parties. Who has got more information about the company? Can anyone tell me, please? It is the board of directors and the top managers. They have a lot of information about what is happening on a day-to-day basis in their company. Okay? What about the shareholders? Do they get this information on a daily basis? Not at all. They are outsiders. Keep that in mind, please. So, we have this insider-outsider problem. Okay? So, insiders are top managers and board of directors. Okay? Outsiders are the owners of the company. They themselves are outsiders. They don't know. But they will get information on an annual basis, in the annual report, financial statements and so on, or even half-yearly, okay, or periodical announcements, but not daily. No daily information. So, please remember, for this you can write insider-outsider problem. This is the information asymmetry. Remember, this is a typical issue in finance, please. Information asymmetry. The asymmetry between the information held by the insiders and information in the hand of outsiders. They are quite different. They are not annually they are correct, but on a daily basis they don't have that information. Okay? So when you have such inside information, what do you need to do? You need to pass it on to proper authorities. Okay? There are ways here in Australia they are doing. They have what is known as Directors' Interest Register. Okay? In the ASIC, if a major board of directors, they are selling, buying securities, they need to indicate that in that register. Another one is the major shareholders have to enter. There are changes in ownership in the company. Say, I'm a 15% ownership in a big company. If I change my or selling part of my stocks in that company, I need to enter in a substantial interest register. Keep that in mind here in the Australian context, please. What are the two registers? The first one is Directors' Interest Register. The second one is the Substantial Interest Register. If you go to ASIC website, you will find that. So you can't simply use that information for the second one, market manipulation. It is prohibited. It is okay to have the inside information, but you should not try to use it to your advantage. That is we call it insider trading. Okay? Insider trading, and that is prohibited by law here in Australia, in the United States, everywhere. So, market manipulation. What is market manipulation? You cannot use the inside information to manipulate the market. See that prices go up. Price of this stock is, the company's stock is increasing at a faster rate or declining at a faster rate. You cannot affect the market price substantially. That is market manipulation. Okay. Now, I mentioned something about, so Big Short movie. You will enjoy the movie. Okay, please go through the movie, and it will have a perspective of what people are doing. Okay, that is the market integrity side. Okay, what about whistleblowing? Whistleblowing is you know something bad is happening in the company. You are one of the employees, okay? And it is unethical behavior, lack of integrity. What you should be doing is you need to bring it to the notice of the proper authorities. Australian Security Investment Commission, APRA, Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, and so on, okay? So that is what. Take a look at this, please. Let me bring this down. It is very important. We call it whistleblowing, okay? Whistleblowing is allowed. You don't care about your employer, okay? Employer is allowing this to happen within the company, okay? You ignore the interests of the employer, and also your own interests. You have this information, okay? And your employer knows this. So you need to do the right thing. You need to do the right thing by your clients, okay? That is called whistleblowing. Very difficult decision. Whistleblowing is a very difficult thing. Okay, if you look at some of the case studies, there has been some whistleblowing happening. Okay, quickly. Okay, we have a few minutes. Anything else in this slide? Is this our last slide? Is there one? I am just having some difficulty. Oh yes. Okay. So, I will use the Moodle material now. Market integrity rules, okay, Moodle link provider, and culture. This is 2004, what happened in NAB, okay, before. This is history, but it's still very important. They have been having a very bad integrity issue way back in 2004. Even now, if you look at the Bank Royal Commission, they have still these issues, okay? So please take a look at that. Case study, see, there is a repeat, and I'll correct this afternoon, this one here, okay? Consumer lending. Let me go back to how you structure your report, okay? There are two ways to structure this report, okay? One way, I would prefer this way. You look at the first one, truth. Okay. What about truth? Which ones you can identify with truth? And I know 1,500 words, roughly 4.5 pages. Okay. So try to manage your word length, okay, in such a way that you can write briefly. I have used the word briefly, okay. Can you see? Briefly means 2 or 3 lines even should be okay. It is not the quantity, it is the quality of your presentation, okay. So what you need to do is, okay, let us go through the first approach. You identify truth as the first variable, then go through the case, go through what is happening in the movie, okay, then the article, okay, C is our 2004 study for National Australia Bank, and ANZ, okay. You don't need to give the story as such, just identify, okay. Under most of these may capture all these 5 characters, okay, that's okay, okay. You can, when you look at, say, second characteristic, once again, you can point out where it is, okay. That is the important thing. What are the instances? You can identify these issues. We are going to discuss these. I'll allocate the parts of the question in such a way we can manage in 2 hours in our meeting there. Okay? So, we under truth, we look at all these. Okay? Somebody asked me yesterday, okay, this is very long. I understand that. I agreed with, yes, but you need to be able to have an overview of each one of these issues. Identify, please, and there are 6 issues, okay, and it may be involved in this one, involved in multiple institutions, okay, and these are all banks, okay, and so please take these are all financial products, okay. Insurance has some sort of reputational issue, insurance industry. And somebody asked me whether this Roman letter number 2 should be looked at, okay. Yeah, so that is an article, I think, the Guardian article. Quickly, please have a glance and see, take an overview and write something along the line. Some of these issues are here also, maybe, okay. And this is once again a newspaper article, maybe just 1 page, that's the way to look at it, okay. So question 2, as I mentioned, there are two documents you have to look, and just there are some examples also in CFA Ethics Handbook. If you cannot understand, please go through that. And so they are very good examples to look at integrity issues, okay. But here we are not very much following the the strict definition as such, lack of integrity, yes, they involve these concepts. So you need to take a bit of a perspective on what we mean by lack of integrity, unfair dealing, telling lies, okay, and so on. Okay. Now, item number 2, once again, we go from top to bottom in the list. That is one approach. The other approach is each episode you identify, then indicate, okay, what are the issues? Truth, okay, and then you can say fair dealing, in this case, Hart Jensen, okay, truth, fair dealing, and so on. It is up to you. We are flexible, okay. I am advising the markers that there will be presentations or assignment answers for the 2 questions in 2 different formats, okay. It's up to you to make a choice. I'll also send an email because some of our students are not here. I'll send you all an email indicating what the format should be looking like, so everyone knows what is expected. So we are very flexible. If you have any other approach, you are welcome to follow that approach. Okay? Any questions, please? Thank you very much for your patience today, and I'll see you all in the workshop. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me, please. Okay? You all can speak to me today if you want, but please send an email because I don't have a specified office today. So that's why I will check my email in one of the rooms somewhere there, so then I can come back to you. Thank you very much. Yes?
About the first question, is it briefly identified for these 4 factors?
Yes, 5 factors.
Five factors, and is that identify the out of integrity?
Yeah.
The way that
This is essential elements of integrity. There may be other issues also. The question being asked is,
this is identified briefly for, so a little bit confused. Is that identified from the
list?
From the list.
Yeah, that's why
what they break the integrity.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, what they have practiced in the form of integrity, where they are lacking. Okay. So I mentioned here character features. I use the word features here. Okay. But these are the 5. I mentioned 5 features, character features. Okay. There may be other issues you can write something along the line. Unfair dealing or some other things in CFA ethics handbook.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Actually, I have a similar question. So actually, we identify these